a crocodile attacking a little monkey, another one attacking a giraffe, a horse kicking a crocodile's butt, or an alligator almost taking a bite of a little puppy. Get comfortable. Here are the most spectacular crocodile attacks. Near a lake in Africa, a mother monkey is having a good time with her whole tribe and her baby, but because of the very hot weather in the area and the strong sun that day, the mother monkey felt thirsty. So she headed to the stream to quench her thirst and cool off with her baby in tow, who followed her everywhere she went. Except that while they were both drinking, a huge crocodile jumped up from the bottom of the river to grab the baby monkey and take him away. Seeing her son leave between the fangs of the reptile, the mother monkey then began to fight against him to save her baby. A fierce fight during which she was injured by several snatches all over her body. After several attempts, the mother monkey was finally able to take back her baby, who unfortunately could not bear the pressure of one of the most powerful jaws of the animal kingdom and succumbed to his injuries. Moreover, the baby had been bitten by very sharp fangs and was shaken very violently. He had no chance to survive this attack. The very sad mother took the inert and lifeless body of her baby and left. A painful day for this mother, who never thought she would lose her baby in such a cruel way, but who fought tooth and claw to save her baby. But she will have succeeded at least to recover her baby's body. In a jungle in Asia, a crocodile was swimming near the edge of a river, looking for a prey that would by chance want to drink, that would approach and on which he could naturally jump to fill his stomach. But what he didn't know was that at the same time, a leopard was lurking at the river's edge, and he had every intention of getting the reptile between his fangs. Sensing something approaching the bank, the crocodile moved closer and positioned itself to pounce on its prey, not suspecting for a second that it might be a leopard. When the feline spotted him, he immediately jumped on the reptile, grabbing it by the throat to make sure it would stay still and not struggle. The reptile, having not said its last word, struggled in spite of that, not to finish in the belly of the leopard. A very epic fight followed. After that, the leopard, being in a position of strength, finally got the better of the crocodile, which died a few minutes after the attack, not having been able to bear the bite on the throat and not having enough energy to fight as it should. He was then dragged by his predator into the depths of the jungle. The crocodile that wanted to find a prey became one. Nature can be surprising and paradoxical sometimes. In the African savanna, a crocodile was wandering around looking for a prey to put under the tooth when taken by a terrible thirst. He wanted to quench his thirst. It was a good thing because not far from him was a small lake of a few meters. But as he approached the water, he noticed a young warthog near the water, which was also drinking. A dream prey. Determined to catch it, he slipped into the water to avoid the warthog running away incognito. Seeing his prey well concentrated in his task and busy drinking, the reptile approached her in order to jump on her at a moment when she was not expecting it. The warthog was well aware that the crocodile was watching him, but he still wanted to take the risk to continue drinking as if nothing had happened. It's because he was thirsty or too dizzy from the sun. It doesn't matter because that day he was very lucky. Because while he was drinking, the crocodile that would normally jump on him approached him, but strangely did not do anything. It didn't jump on him. It just stood there and watched him drinking quietly. A strange scene that can only be explained by two things. Either the crocodile is narcoleptic and was taken by terrifying sleep during his hunting attempt, or he was amazed by the bewitching beauty of the warthog. Otherwise, I can't think of any other reason that could explain such a sordid scene as this one. Well, the disadvantage in this story is that the crocodile will have finally wasted his time for nothing because the warthog must surely have saved his skin by seeing that he was in danger. He will then have returned with an empty stomach, but he will still have a good little dip in the water. With the heat that is in the savanna, it is also good. Wildebeests are sedentary mammals, which migrate only when food is scarce in the region where they are. The one you see here is part of a migratory herd, which had to migrate from one land to another in order to meet its food needs. Accompanied by the rest of its herd, and after successfully crossing the river, the young wildebeest stopped like all the other members of his tribe to quench his thirst before resuming the journey. But while he was too busy drinking, the young wildebeest was brutally jumped on by a huge crocodile, which was just waiting for a prey like this to catch. The old wildebeest are normally well aware of the danger of drinking from the river and can sense the presence of a crocodile. Our little wildebeest, still very young, was not experienced enough and so could not spot the crocodile in the water. The animal first tried to struggle away from its predator, but the predator had grabbed it by the throat, so it was unable to control its movements. Disarmed, the mammal let itself be dragged into the water where it ran out of oxygen and lost its life, while the rest of the herd ran away. Hello, solidarity! Our young wildebeest did not manage to avoid what he was dreading and ended up at the bottom of the river, or rather in the stomach of the crocodile to be more exact. But he will nevertheless have served a lesson to the other young wildebeest of the herd who will never be fooled after having witnessed such a tragic scene. One of them has to sacrifice himself so that they learn to avoid danger. In Florida, a man who owned a small puppy was walking in a nature park. Having a good time with his little dog was what he loved the most. He liked to take the dog for a walk in the park just to let off some steam. But during the walk, the dog let his master know he was thirsty. The owner decided to take him near a natural pond so that he could quench his thirst. And you know that in Florida, crocodiles and caimans are not what is missing. While the puppy was drinking, a caiman jumped out of the water and grabbed him violently. Fortunately, the owner was not far away. He loved his puppy so much that he was afraid for him, so he always had an eye on him. He was right, because when he saw his puppy between the powerful jaws of the reptile, the man didn't think for a moment before jumping into the water to save his little dog in distress. He stepped over the crocodile, which fortunately was not very big, took its head in one hand and plunged the other into the mouth of the reptile to pull out the dying puppy. After a long fight, the man was finally able to free his puppy from the alligator's jaws. But the small problem was that he kept his hand in the mouth of the alligator. Indeed, having for only concern to save his dog. The man did not realize that he had replaced the pup with his hand. Result, the crocodile remained clinging to the man's hand, determined not to let go. He had to leave with something in his belly. Unfortunately, we don't know what happened to the poor man. But if he didn't get his hand in the case, it must surely have been cut and shredded. But at least he managed to save Fido, and that's the main thing. The owners of small dogs will understand. This horse was grazing with another horse in a stretch of grass when he noticed a huge crocodile. Feeling in danger, the horse decided to attack the reptile in order to make it flee. He then started to gallop in its direction to hit it with a huge hoof in the mouth. In response, the crocodile, threatened, immediately retorted by biting violently at the leg of the horse. The latter then realized that he had been dealing with a tough guy and that to make him run away, he needed much more than a simple kick. He immediately retreated from the horse with a bloody paw. The crocodile had bitten him so hard that the horse's leg hurt badly. He even regretted biting him. Giraffes live in herds on the savanna. When they cross a river, they do so in groups to reduce the risk of being attacked. The one you see in these pictures was in the company of her herd when she decided, like the other giraffes, to cross the river to get to the other side. Being the youngest of the herd, she naturally moved to the back of the line and began her crossing carefully. But as soon as she got her hooves out of the water and thought she was safe, the giraffe was surprised by the attack of a huge crocodile, which was patiently waiting under the water for her to approach him. She was grabbed by her hind legs and dragged into the water so that she could not get back up and run away. Despite her chained legs, the giraffe tried to get out of the water and escape using her front legs, hoping to slip out of the crocodile's sharp fangs. Having resisted for several long minutes, the giraffe finally gave up in front of the huge and formidable mouth of the predator, which dragged her into the water to eat her quietly, while the rest of the herd ran away. She wanted to cross the river to find new trees to thin out, but her plans fell through, and not only her plans. In this sequence, a crocodile was quietly swimming in a river in Africa. When pushed by a small hunger, he decided to go swimming towards the banks in order to find a small hippopotamus. When he arrived at the river's edge, he was surprised to discover a herd of more than 30 hippos, as chubby as he likes them. He decided to catch one of them, naively thinking that he would put it between his fangs and run away without anyone coming to block his way. When he attacked one of the hippos, the crocodile was surprised to see the reaction of the victim's fellow hippos, who all decided to unite against him and attack him. The crocodile struggled a lot against the 30 or so enraged hippos who wanted to kill him in revenge. Being used to attacking lone hippos, the crocodile was surprised by this reaction. Hadn't we told him that there was strength in numbers? In any case, apart from the fact that he succeeded in biting the thigh of one of the hippos and that he managed to draw blood, the predator was bitten in turn by the leader of the herd. The latter took it in his mouth and tried to kill it, which quickly dissuaded our dear reptile. Finally, the crocodile disappeared into the water and managed to escape. It is said that he never wanted a hippo chop again, and that today he has gone green. Plants and salads are easier and safer. So, what do you think of these incredible sequences? Which one did you find the most spectacular? Tell us what you think in the comments. And if you liked this video, don't forget to give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell to receive all the notifications and not miss any of our upcoming videos.